the Copa. Hey, Copa, it's Mambo night here on Almost Live. It's basically, I want to say thank you very much for that warm introduction. It's been one of those weeks. It's been a very good news, bad news week. I want to start with the OJ trial. Now, as you know, we never talk about the OJ. We concentrate on local issues. The past 2 years, you haven't heard us say hardly anything on the OJ trial. You'll notice that. However, when you pick up the paper and see a story that says they have to start deliberating all over because a juror was kicked out because she forgot to mention that her daughter worked on the prosecution of the first trial, it's like, huh? We gotta say, I don't know if you followed the news today, another juror finally thought to ask if it was a conflict of interest that she helped OJ get rid of a duffel bag on the way to the airport. It's basically court TV isn't even carrying the case anymore. It's now on the Cartoon Network is what has happened here. Forgot to mention it. Anyway, real good news, bad news for the techno geeks in the area. American Online, as you know, is busy. A lot of very tense people out there. Haven't had cyber sex in days. Wow. Very tense. Haven't been in the chat rooms typing, oh baby, wow, yeah. Oh yeah. Boy, I'd really miss that, you know. Thank God they brought Star Wars back. You know, all the frustrated geeks ran down to the theater, stood in line for hours playing with their lightsabers. You know, yeah. Of course, this is not the original Star Wars. They couldn't leave well enough alone. They had to mess with it, and they added new scenes and stuff. I hate that, you know. They're not the only ones. Next week is the big re-release of With Andre. You know, and they've added a second dessert scene. It has technically added that. Although I have to say, they're working on it. They're trying to polish it up, because Star Wars does seem a little bit dated. You know, that bar scene with all the wild characters, it doesn't seem really so outrageous anymore. It basically looks like the Club Vogue any Friday night, you know. Go to Broadway, it basically, yeah, there you go. There you go, yeah. The thing, though, that really irritates me about this new Star Wars is that they've placed products in it, you know. Everything has to have a sponsor these days. I mean, look, we've got some of these things. Look at this. This really irritates me. Look at this.
Stupidness. When they hear you've attacked a diplomatic...
Don't act so surprised.
Yeah. You know, it kind of figures that that's who Nike would sponsor, right? I'm sure the Air Vaders will be out soon. And this next endorsement is also no surprise. Take a look at it.
What's that flashing? Losing his reflector shield. Don't trap yourselves in. I'm going to make the jump to light speed.
Well, when you think about it, you know, the Death Star, kind of like Bill Gates' house, not fully operational. Not fully operational yet, but soon it will have the power to enslave the planet. And that'll be a good thing. I mean that in a good way. Anyway, there's a lot of other changes to the film. If you don't want to wait in the huge lines, we've prepared a list of some of the highlights. For example, in the updated version, OJ is guilty. I don't know if you knew that. Luke Skywalker realizes that not only is his father Darth Vader, he's also the guy who says, "This is CNN." There's new, never-before-seen footage where C-3PO explores his gay side. There's a surprise guest appearance by Courtney Love as Princess Leia's strung-out half-sister. The wild bar scene is replaced by a subdued 12-step meeting. In a surprising change, Luke discovers Princess Leia is his sister after they have sex with her. Yeah. Finally, the scene where Harrison Ford predicts that he's going to be about a zillion times more successful than Mark Hamill no longer seems so shocking.